son has a teeny tiny dresser, and as he's gotten bigger and his clothes has gotten bigger, he's outgrown it. So we're gonna grab an Ikea Tarva dresser and hack it. My nightstand I did was a dollhouse for his room, and now I'm like, maybe he should have a whole village and we should have a matching dresser and a desk to come. So that's what we're starting on, just the dresser today, but I think it's going to be super special. The first thing we're going to do is put together this Tarva dresser, and this one is actually a lot of work to do. It took my husband a few hours, and he even skipped some steps, because for this project, we're not building the base. We're just building the dresser frame and the drawers. So if you're going to do this hack with me, skip the base, but everything else you just follow exactly, and just know it's going to take a while. The plan for this project is to have the top two drawers be shingles, and then on the next drawer we'll have 3 windows next to each other. I also have shutters coming, they're not here yet. And on the bottom floor we'll have a door with windows on either side, and then half the house is going to be one side and half the house is the other. It's going to be like a townhouse, and they're each going to be painted a different color, so it's like they customize their house. So they kind of look like this in the bottom section. Then I also have trim to put where I need it. So I have that dental molding trim, or I have a little bit of scallop trim. I might need to get more of that. Next, I'm going to work on the top 2 drawers, and this is where we're going to have these shingles so it looks like a roof. And this should be like the easiest step, but this trim, I got this scallop trim. It's so thin that the wood glue is causing it to kind of really rivet, and can you see this, like bow up at the edges? So it's really tricky. I'm hoping putting books over overnight will help it dry flat. Okay, I thought we could take off these books together and see how the top looks. So far it's looking a little ripply still, but that's okay. I think it kind of has some movement in it that makes it look more than popsicle sticks. I was worried I'd have to rip them all off, but I don't know. I think it'll be good enough. Let me know in the comments what you think, if this would be a game breaker for you. I think I need to just go on with the second one and do the best I can. For the second drawer, I decided to fix the issues I had with my first one, or try to. So I used much less glue, and on this first row, I clamped them down so that they would all lay as flat as possible. You could kind of see I had some bubbling. And then to cut it, all I did was use an X-Acto knife, and then I have this mat to put under it so I don't cut my table. And it cuts so easy because it's so thin. And then you can kind of see I just kept going with the glue, spread it out, and then put the pieces down. And then I always put books on top. For the very top row of shingles, you have to cut the shingles into tiny little baby pieces so that it just finishes everything off nicely. And this is the row that it's easiest for them to move around, so go nice and slow on this one, because I didn't do that on the first one and it bugs me. So go nice and slow. You put every little piece down. Some I clamp, some I put books on top. But yeah, this really finishes off the top. Let's work on the bottom drawers first. This is where the door is going to go. First, we're going to center it on the drawer, and then we're going to draw a pencil line so we know exactly where to route out the wood so it can sit flush on top of the wood drawer. We're going to repeat the same steps for the windows. These are centered in the space that's left over, plus they're 4 inches up. And on this one, Preston's just drawing kind of like the outline of the window so that only that will get routed out. And here he's using this little tool, and then he's using the router for the door because the windows don't need to go in quite as deep. And we're just going to test the pieces right now to see how they fit. So he's going to mark anywhere that the door is hitting on the wood so that we can fix any issues, and the same thing on the windows, because right now they don't fit perfectly, but while we're outside with the tools, it's the best time to get everything fitting really nice. So here is what the drawer looks like. This has been routed out. This has had the rotary tool just on the edge, and I'll show you. It can't go that deep because the window panes are right there. So it's as, well, this one might be deeper than it needs to be, but you can see you don't have to go as deep on that one, but you need to go deeper on this one because you have that whole section right there. So they fit in nicely, but I need to glue them in and do a bunch of painting and finish work. But I think you can really see how cute it's gonna be, especially with the shutters next to the windows. It's gonna be so sweet. Today I'm starting out the day with wood filling the knob holes. Yesterday we had a ton of errands to run, so we didn't get to work on this as much as I would like to. But today we can focus on it, which means we should see a lot of progress. And it's exciting because I think this is going to be so cute. Once that wood filler is dry, we're going to sand it smooth. The wood filler covered the knob holes and some spots where the router just got out of control. And now it's time to paint. I am using the color Spring Reflection on this side of the drawers. Remember, I'm doing 2 different colors, so it looks like a townhouse, and it's a nice green color. For the windows, I'm painting the wood this light yellow color because I'm hoping that once the window's on and the glass is on for the windows, it'll look like just a lit up window. I have some plastic that the doors came in, so I thought I could reuse this plastic as glass for the windows. So I cut the pieces down so they fit in the back, and then I just push them in, and then I think I need to cut that one down a little bit more. This one is a tiny bit big, but it kind of looks like wavy glass, which does it for me. And then you just put it in and it looks like glass. And I painted it this yellow color in hopes that it kind of looks like the house is glowing. I need to see it all together to make sure I like that look, but I love reusing the plastic for the windows. For the other side of the drawers, I'm using this color called Priceless Coral, which it's really hard to see like this, but I like the orange color with the green since they're kind of complementary colors, and I think it'll look nice with the color of the roof. So now we're going to work on the middle drawers, which are very similar to the bottom drawers, except for they have 3 windows instead of the door. Preston is tracing them here so that he can use the rotary tool to cut out a little bit of wood so that they can fit on the front of the drawers. So the most tedious part of this project so far for me has been painting the windows and doors. This was honestly kind of terrible to do, especially the windows, because each pane you have to get like the top, the bottom, the sides, and there's 23 pieces here to paint. So if it was warmer, I would have spray painted this. It's not warm enough to spray paint where I am, but it's looking good. It's just a lot of work. Okay, I wanted to show you where we're at with the dresser. So the top drawers are looking really good. The bottom drawers are getting there. I just put these up so I could kind of see them. The shutters aren't up yet, but the windows need another coat of paint. But I hope you can see the orange and the green. I think it looks really cute. It's like kind of poppy fun colors, which is great in a children's room, right? So I gotta paint the middle drawers. I'm trying to finish this by the end of today. So we can get it done. So let's finish it up together. Okay, so for these middle drawers, we're going to do all the same steps as we did for the bottom drawers. So wood fill, which is done. I got to sand it. We're going to paint the wood. We're going to paint the windows. And then I will show you how we attach the windows on the top. We're getting so close. I am very pumped. I also did a second and third coat of all the windows, doors, and shutters. This took a while, but it looks so good white. My son is obsessed with cats, obsessed. So I thought it'd be fun in a window or two to use a little bit of black craft paint to paint like a cat silhouette, just for like a little something coming in through the window. So I'm gonna try. If I mess it up, I guess I'll just paint over it, but hopefully it'll be a cute little detail. I was worried about painting the cats on, but it was really easy and it looks so cute. Next, I used construction adhesive to glue on the doors. Then the doors need a little definition, so I added these cute little mini brass doorknobs. It's time for the windows, so first I put all the plastic in the windows, and some of those need to be trimmed so they fit each window perfectly. For the shutters, I glued those in place with construction adhesive. For the windows, I just pushed those in place. I didn't actually glue them. But I did glue on trim at the top of the middle drawers, so it'll just kind of finish it off nicely before the roof. To finish off the dresser, I put the drawer back in place, and then I started caulking the top of the windows and the trim. And that finishes off the dollhouse dresser. This is a Tarva Ikea hack, and oh my gosh, isn't it so cute? I really love dollhouse stuff, so the idea that the furniture in my house looks like a dollhouse, it's not functioning, but it is so adorable. I think the details are really special, and it just looks very nice in this space. One thing I should mention is I ordered special pulls for this. I can link them in the description, but they got lost in the mail, so they're not on. If you like this video, would you please give it a thumbs up? And if you don't already, please subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos just like this.